J.D. Vance, Trump's VP pick, once called him a moral disaster, and possibly America's Hitler, and Trump appears at RNC. J.D. Vance, Trump's VP pick, once called him a moral disaster, and possibly America's Hitler, and Trump appears at RNC with VP pick J.D. Vance after assassination attempt. From Elon Musk to David Sachs, Silicon Valley's Trump backers cheer Vance as VP pick, and Elon Musk has said he is committing around $45 million a month to a new pro-Trump super PAC. McConnell booed at GOP convention while pledging Kentucky's delegates. U.S. Secret Service chief calls Trump shooting unacceptable, and Secret Service chief says she won't resign after Trump rally shooting. Biden orders Secret Service to protect RFK Jr. after attempt on Trump's life. As Biden appeals for unity, he is called out for his Blue Anon problem. As with Blue Anon phenomenon, mass conspiracy theories on the internet after Trump assassination. Panasonic CEO urges managers to embrace a sense of crisis. Salesforce cuts about 300 jobs in latest sign of tech austerity. The Candy Crush guys are secretly building a new puzzle game startup. Menendez jury ends second day of talks after bribe question. Trump's Florida case stunningly dismissed after judge finds appointment of special counsel Jack Smith violated the Constitution, and U.S. Justice Department to appeal ruling dismissing Trump documents case. In the U.S. Justice Department preparing rental market collusion lawsuit. Dirty diaper resold on Amazon ruined a family business, report says. Outcry as China breast implant woman discovers video of operation online. 20 satellites fall from sky after catastrophic SpaceX rocket failure. Triggering investigation. OCCRP investigation reveals surge in crypto ATM usage among scammers, criminals. Panasonic, IBM partner with Constellation Network to debut its Department of Defense-vetted blockchain of blockchains in Global Hackathon, as U.S. military partner Constellation opens Hypergraph Network to app developers. Argentina government tells citizens, declare your crypto or face extra taxes. South Korea lawmaker proposes 3 years delay on crypto tax implementation. Reportedly, China may lift crypto ban in fourth quarter amid economic crisis. Biden turns focus on Trump's rhetoric. I'm not the guy that refused to accept the outcome of the election. Biden to unveil plan to cap rents as GOP convention begins, and Biden to call for 5% cap on annual rent increases, as he tries to show plans to tame inflation. Kamala Harris is ready to debate J.D. Vance, Biden campaign says. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says Democrat who claims party is resigned to a Trump win should retire. Trump's VP picked J.D. Vance as first Bitcoin holder on a presidential ticket. Rwanda's President Kagame cruises to crushing election victory. Early results indicate. iOS 18 adds recovered album and photos to restore lost or damaged photos and videos. Apple at all-time high, after Morgan Stanley calls stock top pick for AI efforts. First PC emulator arrives on iOS App Store, delivers i486 or PowerPC Fun on your iPhone, iPad or Vision Pro. Porsche Panamera breaks class record at the Nürburgring with a 724 lap. The BMW M2 is Motor Trend's 2024 Performance Vehicle of the Year. GM CEO Barra backs away from 1 million EV production goal. NATO allies are discussing reclaiming some Chinese-owned infrastructure in Europe. Iraq halts financial transactions in Chinese yuan under U.S. pressure. Bangladesh prefers India over China in $1 billion river project. China will hold Air Force drills in Xinjiang as defense relations grow. South Korea calls Russia strategic partner in bid to maintain ties amid Ukraine tensions. In Taiwan, Ma Ying-jeou pointed out that the probability of cross-strait violence was low, and described Lai Ching-te's Taiwan independence idea as naive. Global Times comments as, Trump's rally shooting shows violence in U.S. politics, escalating from rhetoric to action. New York Post criticized for misreporting Trump shooter as Chinese man. Photo edited to make it appear Secret Service agents were smiling after attempt on Trump's life. Google's Gemini AI caught scanning Google Drive hosted PDF files without permission. User complains feature can't be disabled. Microsoft's new AI system, Spreadsheet LLM, unlocks insights from spreadsheets, boosting enterprise productivity. TSMC's second quarter profits seen jumping 30% on surging AI chip demand. Australian museum admits that Picasso's hanging in restroom are fake. Mexico cancels statue of Greek god Poseidon after dispute with local deity. In India, 228 kilograms of gold missing from Kedarnath temple, alleges Jyotirmath Shankaracharya. Russian cyber firm Kaspersky to shut down U.S. operations after ban. Record labels sue Verizon for not disconnecting Pirates' internet service. Thunderbird version 128 Nebula released, including improved notification function and multiple folder selection function. Scientists finally discovered DNA key to fight deadly pancreatic cancer. After historic backslide during pandemic, global childhood immunization rates stall, new data shows. Diabetes reversing drug boosts insulin-producing cells by 700%. Microsoft and Google's electricity consumption surpasses the power usage of over 100 countries. U.S. Senate introduces groundbreaking bill to set up legal framework for ethical AI development. In Germany, AI can replace 165,000 full-time employees in the public sector. Japan reverses stance on Naver's Line Yahoo share sale. 2 months ago, Japan moves to untether popular Line app from Korean shareholder after data breaches. AT&T paid a hacker $370,000 to delete stolen phone records. Google near $23 billion deal for cybersecurity startup Wiz. AT&T paid a hacker $370,000 to delete stolen phone records. Google near $23 billion deal for cybersecurity startup Wiz. Singapore banks to phase out OTPs for online logins within 3 months. Italy reconsiders nuclear energy 35 years after shutting down last reactor. Russia to boost rare and rare earth metals production by 2030, announces minister. Google dangled €470 million to foil Microsoft EU Cloud Pact. 5 days ago, CISP and Microsoft agree settlement in fair software licensing case, as Microsoft dodges EU antitrust probe and deal with Cloud Lobby, where Microsoft in $22 million deal to settle cloud complaint, ward off regulators. Russia accuses U.S. of bankrolling Ukrainian attempts to assassinate Putin. NATO chief rejects Polish proposal to shoot down Russian missiles over Ukraine. White House should say if Russia shares U.S. weapons information with China, demands U.S. Congress. Ukraine needs 25 Patriot air defense systems and more F-16 warplanes, President Zelensky says. Russia has lost at least 100 of the T-90M tanks Putin praised as the world's best in Ukraine, tracker data shows. In Canada, former reservist who stormed Rideau Hall to confront PM, granted conditional release. China's economy slows sharply as housing troubles squeeze spending. EU and Britain hold first talks to reset ties after UK vote. Dubai Prince's Hong Kong office will not open in foreseeable future, announced Emirate representative. 4 months ago, Dubai Sheikh abruptly halts plans for HK family office. Vessel smuggling missiles, personnel for Iran-backed Houthis goes missing, claimed in a report. Lebanese man arrested in Germany for procuring drone parts for Hezbollah. IDF says it found Hamas command room in UNRWA headquarters, alongside drone, weapons caches, and Israeli strike on UNRWA school in Gaza kills 22, wounds 102. Foreign policy comments as Russians expect nothing from Putin's war, and number of children and youth in Russia approaching 55 declares Prime Minister. The population of England and Wales saw the largest annual increase in at least 75 years, growing by almost 610,000 to 60.9 million. 108,4000 people immigrated to England and Wales from outside the UK, while 462,000 emigrated. This makes net international migration to England and Wales 622,000. Bulgaria and Romania to create a special command in the Black Sea. Top EU officials set to boycott Hungary meetings after Orban's Putin visit, and Orban pitches peace proposal to EU after Kiev-Moscow trips. NATO is opening a multilateral liaison office in Geneva. U.S. film and TV production down 40% from peak TV levels, report says. Stephen Ouyang joins Mission Impossible 8. Acclaimed Rolls-Royce designer Ian Cameron murdered in suspected car theft. Sabra superhero in Marvel's Captain America, stripped of Israeliness amid pro-Palestinian backlash. EU imposes sanctions on 5 Israeli individuals and 3 entities over rights abuses. A North Korean diplomat in Cuba defected to South Korea in November, Seoul says. In the U.S., California is first state to ban school rules requiring parents get notified of child's pronoun change. In Spain, the author and publisher of The Coloring Story, Baby Jesus does not hate ladybugs, sissy boys, are investigated for exhibitionism. Gambia Parliament rejects bill to end ban on female genital mutilation. President of Argentina dismisses intelligence agency, replaces it with several new ones. Alberto Fujimori, arrested for crimes against humanity, intends to run for president of Peru. Georgian president appeals to Constitutional Court on law on foreign agents. Asian American community angered by erroneous report that Donald Trump shooter was Chinese. Trump shooter bought 50 rounds of ammo hours before assassination attempt and had transmitter on him more than a dozen guns found at home of Trump rally shooter. 2 Trump rally attendees who were shot are in stable condition, police say. The FBI says it has gained access to the Trump rally shooter's phone. U.S. developing new extended-range missile for Ukraine's Air Force. South Korea to mass-produce lasers that can take out drones at $1.50 a hit. Western parts used in type of Russian missile that hit Kiev Children's Hospital. In Italy, general government gross debt is €2,894 billion, rising towards €3 tr. Bank of Russia may increase key rate to 18% at July meeting 1 month ago. It had been announced as Bank of Russia keeps the key rate at 16%. Powell indicates Federal Reserve won't wait until inflation is down to 2% before cutting rates, and Powell says U.S. data offer confidence that inflation is on path to 2%. Crystal Ray hackers infect over 1,500 victims using network mapping tool. New Hardbit ransomware 4.0 uses passphrase protection to evade detection. Researchers claim weak security defaults enabled Squarespace domains hijacks. China and Russia sea drill starts after flotilla sails past Japan, South Korea and Philippines. Chinese team says it can track U.S. warships using free low-resolution satellite images. China ramps up military education for younger ages to help sow seeds of patriotism. Biden says it was a mistake to say he wanted to put bullseye on Trump during donor phone call. Japan steps up security for politicians and foreign dignitaries after Trump rally shooting. U.S. Secret Service chief probably won't be fired. Polymarket bets signal. China expands visa-free access as foreign visitor numbers begin rebound. Venice nets $2.2 million in day tripper tax pilot. Opponents say it failed to deter visitors. Melting ice caps slow Earth spin, lengthening days at unprecedented rate. Underground cave found on Moon could be ideal base for explorers. Over $35 million laundered from DMM Bitcoin hack through Hui1 guarantee data. Judge grants Tornado Cash developer Roman Storms request to delay trial over prosecutors' objections. Crypto casino founder apologizes for gambling away investor funds. BlackRock's Larry Fink embraces Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin is legitimate, and BlackRock assets hit record high $10.65 trillion on ETF flows, rising stocks. SEC tells ETH ETF issuers fund can start trading next Tuesday, claimed sources. Thailand is set to roll out a controversial $13.8 billion handout plan in digital money to citizens. Amid a sweltering summer, a new study finds street trees thrive in NYC. Fungi are adapting to body heat, study says. After 19-year-old woman mauled to death, Romania authorizes the killing of nearly 500 bears. Argentina was crowned champion in the South American women's softball tournament, held in Lima. Argentina earns repudiation with controversial racist song after winning the 2024 Copa America. King's speech to spotlight new UK government's push for growth. In Canada, reportedly, banks are expecting a wave of mortgage defaults. Iraq in talks with U.S. Treasury over banks, dollar restrictions. Argentina to sell dollars in parallel FX market, Caputo says, as Milei and Caputo announced that a zero-emission and very low peso policy will begin on Monday. Poverty rate at nearly 15% in France, the Abbé Pierre Foundation calls for an increase in social benefits and low wages. Zelensky touches down in Ireland for meeting with PM Harris, and Zelensky can forget mistakes after Biden gaffe while thanking Ireland for support, and Zelensky expected in UK for meeting with European leaders. Poland to spend 5% of GDP on defense in 2025, says Foreign Minister. Kenya cuts budget, sees wider deficit after deadly protests. Japan likely spent some 3 trillion yen on intervention as yen jumps. Pakistan pledges $7 billion IMF aid deal will be its last. In the U.S., federal authorities tackle dialysis giants with antitrust probe. 18 years old arrested in white supremacist plot targeting New Jersey power grid. Suspected gunman, at least one attendee killed at Donald Trump rally. Congo offers own cobalt from joint ventures for first time. Botswana eyes new export route to exploit huge coal resource. Adani plans to build port in Vietnam to tap trade opportunities. Japan's Epson to downsize overseas operations, CEO tells Kyoto. Boeing begins 777X certification flight trials with FAA. Jeremy Clarkson ends TV partnership with Richard Hammond and James May. Mumbai infrastructure to get $3.5 billion boost to ease traffic. In the UK, Stonehenge tunnel could cost £250,000 per meter. Pennsylvania is considering restarting a reactor at 3 Mile Island, the site of a nuclear disaster in 1979. BioShock 4 development screenshot leaks suggest time-controlling powers. Universal sets Illumination's Minions 3 for Independence Day 2027 frame. Franchise nearing $5 billion global. Angela Merkel detective series premieres in Italy. Biden says, everybody must condemn attack on Trump and later speaks with former president. Melania Trump will attend the Republican convention in a rare political appearance, AP sources say. Pelosi says, I thank God that former President Trump is safe. German lay judge challenges a headscarf ban in court. In Scotland, Humza Yousaf faces review over £250,000 Gaza funding. Canada said to have mapped out secret Chinese police operations. China builds secret military base in Tajikistan amid Taliban threats and regional tensions. Taiwan presidential office denies silencing U.S. diplomats one China reference. China issues flood warning with Yangtze River seen at risk. Another storm lashes Western Cape as state of disaster officially declared. Houston area residents frustrated as they enter sixth day without power and air conditioning and punishing heat. Ford CEO Jim Farley says, Chinese vehicles pose national security risk. China EV makers NIDA, Xpeng turn to Africa amid European backlash. Hyundai Motor Union secures wage deal without strike for sixth consecutive year. U.S. chip equipment makers rely on China for 40% of sales. Qualcomm sues Transsion, the maker of Infinix, Tecno and Idle. Senate version of NDAA holds off on DJI drone ban demand. AT&T's massive data breach deepens crisis for Snowflake 7 weeks after hack was disclosed. Disney allegedly suffers 1.1 terabytes data hack. OpenAI illegally stops staff from sharing dangers, whistleblowers say. First Miss AI contest sparks ire for pushing unrealistic beauty standards. Hong Kong government to adopt city's own ChatGPT style tool after OpenAI further blocks access. AI system achieves 96% accuracy in determining sex from dental X-rays. Startups are building balloons to hoist tourists 100,000 feet into the stratosphere. SpaceX rocket accident leaves company's Starlink satellites in wrong orbit, and FAA investigating SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket failure. After initially rejecting it, Apple has approved the first PC emulator for iOS. Opera says the EU Commission's DMA regulation grip should extend to Microsoft Edge's privileged position on Windows devices to foster fair competition. EU charges X with deceiving users via blue checkmark, draws Musk's ire. Apple App Store consumer class action set for February 2026 jury trial. Sacramento City attorney threatened to fine Target store for reporting theft crimes, claimed in report. In New Caledonia, the economy collapses after 2 months of insurrection. Indian wedding of the century kicks off in Mumbai, as Ambani heir to India's giant corp Reliance weds pharmaceutical heiress in Grand Mumbai ceremony as stars political leaders watch. Palestinian president blames Hamas for continuing war in Gaza. At least 90 Palestinians reported killed in Israeli strike targeting Hamas military chief. As Israeli attack on al-Mawasi kills at least 90 people. What is happening in Gaza was calculated and determined by Israel, says UN rapporteur. NATO leaders warn Iran against sending ballistic missiles to Russia, and Iran slams NATO's warning on missile support to Russia. Argentina places Hamas on terrorist organizations list. Russia targeting Ukrainian airfields before F-16s arrive shows its fear of the jets, experts say, and recently, F-16 jets already being transferred to Ukraine, says Blinken. Poland mulls shooting down Russian missiles over Ukraine amid wave of deadly attacks. Finland passes law to block migrants crossing from Russia. Biden campaign pausing communications in aftermath of Trump rally shooting. Reportedly, President Joe Biden selects BET News for crucial primetime interview to address Black America, airing Wednesday, July 17 on BET. Pro-Trump group asks to be removed from Project 2025 Advisory Board, claim sources. Nigerian judge sets Binance tax evasion trial for October. China, Kazakhstan central banks forge CBDC research partnership. Over 1 million meme coins created on Pump.fund since January. Malayan tiger teeters on brink of extinction, as spate of death sparks alarm. Killing of Philippine eagle sparks calls for tougher laws to save critically endangered bird. In Brazil, Bolsonaro's environment ministry erased 30 years of documents. Treason and espionage cases are rising in Russia since the war in Ukraine began. Putin signs law demanding pre-approval of foreign trips by Russian lawmakers. There have been attempts to assassinate Putin, albeit unsuccessful, says Ukraine's spy chief. Czech tennis player Barbara Krejcikova wins Wimbledon women's title. Uruguay wins third-place Copa America playoff on penalties, Luis Suarez the hero. IOC announces Olympic esports games to be hosted in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Trump security was warned about gunman 4 minutes before shooting, witness claims. As witness claims to have seen shooter moving from roof to roof during rally. Donald Trump says bullet pierced his ear. I felt it ripping through the skin. Bitcoin hits $60,000 as Trump shooting boosts re-election odds. And Trump sticks to plans to attend RNC convention after shooting. FBI names 20-year-old Pennsylvania man as suspected Trump rally shooter. Russia warns it could target European capitals if U.S. deploys missiles. Russian army had 70,000 casualties in past 2 months, UK reports. The Netherlands considered troop deployment in light of MH17 crash, officials reveal. Patriotic education similar to dating a girl, Hong Kong's number 2 official says. Pakistan former PM Imran Khan's illegal marriage conviction overturned. North Korea's Kim sacks irresponsible officials over new town project. Guinea-Bissau and China announce strategic partnership during state visit. China and Russia hold drills as Japan and NATO raise alarm over Ukraine. And China says conducting joint military drills with Russia to address maritime security threats. Canada's Freeland hints at broader trade action against China. Global crypto trading volume to surpass $108 trillion in 2024. Europe leads with 37.32%. German government completes Bitcoin liquidation. Wallet balance hits zero. Only half of crypto investors remain bullish, as per CoinGecko survey.